How did Nuremberg and Tokyo Trials establish individual IHL responsibility? Imagine a world where leaders could hide behind their nations and escape accountability for war crimes. That was the old way of thinking before the Nuremberg and Tokyo Trials changed everything. These trials took place after World War II and set a new standard. They showed that individuals, not just states, could be held responsible for breaking international laws during war. This was a big shift in how we see justice in armed conflict. The Nuremberg trials focused on prosecuting Nazi leaders for crimes committed during the war. They introduced the idea that planning and waging aggressive wars, known as crimes against peace, was punishable. They also targeted war crimes, which include mistreating prisoners and civilians, and crimes against humanity, like mass murder and deportation of civilians. These categories lined up with the protections in the Geneva Conventions, which are the main rules for how wars should be fought. The Tokyo trials followed a similar path. They prosecuted Japanese leaders for similar crimes. These trials emphasized that individuals could be directly involved in crimes or could aid and abet others in committing them. They even used the controversial idea of criminal conspiracy, meaning if people planned crimes together, they could all be held responsible, even if they didn't do every act themselves. Both trials made it clear that no one could hide behind their official position or claim they were just following orders. This was a major change in international law. It meant that laws protecting civilians and prisoners apply to everyone, no matter how high their rank. The trials set important legal precedents that still influence international criminal law today. They helped create a framework for future prosecutions of war crimes and crimes against humanity. The idea that individuals are personally responsible for their actions during war became a core principle of international law. This led to the development of institutions like the International Criminal Court, which now prosecutes serious crimes worldwide. In short, the Nuremberg and Tokyo trials made it clear that leaders and soldiers alike could be held accountable for breaking the laws of war. They reinforced the idea that protecting civilians and prisoners is a duty for everyone involved in armed conflict. These trials marked a turning point in how the world enforces international humanitarian law and made justice more personal and direct.